Ever wonder how a simple accident can change your life forever? Join me on a heartwarming journey where a sandwich wrapper, a missed trash can, and a high school crush turn into a lifelong romance. From hilarious dodgeball mishaps to heart-melting confessions in the rain, this story has it all. Comedy, love, and a bond that leads all the way to marriage. Get ready to laugh, cry, and fall in love with every moment. This is our story. I never imagined that my high school life would turn out like this. It all started on a quiet spring morning in Seoul, where cherry blossoms fell like snowflakes, and the crisp air made everything feel fresh and new. I was just your typical high school student, focused on grades, a bit awkward around girls, and clueless about love, until she walked into my life. Literally. It was during lunch when I first met Ji-eun. I had my nose buried in a book, completely absorbed in studying for an upcoming math exam. Suddenly I felt a soft thud on my head. I looked up confused to find a sandwich wrapper resting on top of my head, and standing there, covering her mouth and giggling, was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen. "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I was aiming for the trash can behind you," she said, her cheeks turning a shade of pink that matched the cherry blossoms outside. "It's okay," I said awkwardly, brushing the wrapper off and trying to sound casual, though I could feel my face heating up. "Nice throw?" She laughed, and that laugh, like music, was all it took. From that day on, Ji-eun and I seemed to bump into each other everywhere. In the cafeteria, on the way to class, even when I was out for a walk with my dog. We started talking more, about everything from school to movies and even our weird love for cheesy K-dramas. One day she asked me, "Why do you always sit alone during lunch?" I hesitated, feeling a little embarrassed. "I guess I'm not great with big groups of people. It's just easier to focus on my studies." She smiled mischievously. "Well, that's going to change from now on. You're sitting with me and my friends." From then on, I found myself eating lunch with Ji-eun every day. Her friends were hilarious and made me laugh more than I ever had in my life. Ji-eun had this way of making everything brighter, funnier, and warmer. There was this one time during gym class that still makes me laugh. We were playing dodgeball, and Ji-eun, who was terrible at sports, tried to throw the ball at the opposing team but somehow managed to throw it backward. It hit me square in the face. Everyone burst out laughing, but Ji-eun rushed over, her face pale with worry. "Oh no. Are you okay? Do you need to go to the nurse?" I was dazed, but when I saw her panicked expression, I couldn't help but laugh. "I'm fine, just maybe aim better next time?" She smacked my arm playfully, and from that moment I knew I was falling for her. Fast forward a few months and we were spending all our time together. Study sessions turned into late-night phone calls, and walks to class became strolls through the city after school, just the two of us. But as much as I wanted to tell her how I felt, I was too scared. What if she didn't feel the same way? One rainy afternoon after school, we were huddled under a single umbrella, walking through the park. The rain made everything feel magical. The streets were glistening, and it felt like the world had slowed down just for us. "Ji-eun," I began nervously, "there's something I've been meaning to tell you." She looked at me with those sparkling eyes waiting. I think I like you. A lot. I mean, more than a friend," I confessed, my heart racing. There was a moment of silence and I was terrified. But then, she smiled. That same beautiful smile that had captured my heart months ago. "I was wondering when you'd finally say something," she teased, her voice soft and full of warmth. "Because I like you too." And just like that, we became more than friends. High school was a whirlwind after that. We had so many moments. Some hilarious, like when we accidentally wore matching outfits to school and everyone teased us, and some heartwarming, like when she stayed up all night to help me prepare for my college entrance exams. But it wasn't always easy. There were times when I felt insecure, like when Ji-eun got asked out by the captain of the basketball team. I was just a regular guy and she was, well, Ji-eun. But she always reassured me with her words and her actions that I was the only one for her. We made it through high school, and even after graduation we stayed close, attending different universities, but never letting the distance come between us. Over the years, we shared so many milestones. Our first trip together, our first apartment, and even adopting a cat. One winter night, under the lights of Seoul's Christmas festival, I got down on one knee and proposed. Ji-eun gasped, her hands flying to her mouth in surprise. Tears filled her eyes, and for a second, I thought I had done something wrong. But then she said, "Yes. Of course, yes."
We were married a year later in a small, intimate ceremony with our closest friends and family. As she walked down the aisle in her white dress, looking even more beautiful than the first day I met her, I realized how lucky I was. Our love had started with a simple sandwich wrapper and had grown into something deep, something real. Now, every day feels like a new adventure with Ji-eun by my side, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us.